Hey guys, a very good evening to all my crypto believers. So, have you all been curious about what's happening in the market? Don't you worry, the CoinMonks got you covered. Okay, so before starting with the updates, let's quickly quote today's headlines. The CEO of Shopify joins Coinbase's board of directors. To break Bitcoin's algorithm, quantum computers must be a million times larger. Binance creates $1 billion insurance fund for users against hacks. Russian blanket crypto ban may now be limited to proof of work mining activities. So let's start off with our refresh feed. Firstly, we all know that Tobias Lütke, the CEO of Shopify, has been a long-time supporter of cryptocurrency. Millions of merchants use Shopify's online shopping tools. The appointment of Lütke is expected to be finalized later this month. Let's have a look at what's getting cooked. Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong praised Lütke's early support for cryptocurrency in a blog post suggesting that Ottawa-based Shopify could play a key strategic role in the cryptocurrency's future. Shopify sits at the nexus of three important areas that crypto seeks to revolutionize: finance and payments, web applications, and the internet itself, Armstrong wrote. It's not the first time Shopify and Coinbase have collided. The latter has long used Coinbase Commerce to provide crypto payment options to the millions of merchants who use its web shopping service, including Pepsi and Tesla. The addition of Lütke to Coinbase's board of directors raises the possibility that the company, which recently announced that MasterCard would be accepted for NFT payments, is considering new retail or shopping initiatives. We hope to unlock crypto's potential to increase economic freedom with his guidance, just as Shopify democratized online commerce, Armstrong wrote. However, a source close to Coinbase claims that Lütke's appointment to the board was influenced in part by his good relationship with Armstrong and their shared views on keeping politics out of their businesses. Moving forward, it's not hidden that how strong the Bitcoin algorithm is. Here's an interesting fact. Bitcoin can't be hacked by quantum computers because they are a million times too small. Bitcoin is secured by a cryptographic algorithm, making it theoretically vulnerable to cracking by a quantum computer, but in practice, such devices are currently a million times too small to pose a threat. Well, that's amazing. Let's have a deeper dive into this one. The Bitcoin network is kept secure by computers known as miners, which use the SHA-256 cryptographic algorithm developed by the US National Security Agency. Breaking this code is essentially impossible for ordinary computers, but quantum computers, which can use quantum physics properties to accelerate some calculations, could theoretically crack it. Now, Mark Webber and colleagues at the University of Sussex in the United Kingdom have investigated how large a quantum computer would be required to break Bitcoin in terms of the number of qubits or quantum bits, which are the equivalent of ordinary computing bits. Before a Bitcoin transaction can be added to the blockchain, the immutable ledger of who owns what must be confirmed by the network of miners. During the confirmation process, each transaction is assigned a cryptographic key, and cracking the key grants you ownership of those Bitcoins. This is reassuring news for Bitcoin owners because current machines have only a tiny fraction of this. IBM's record-breaking superconducting quantum computer has only 127 qubits, so devices would need to become a million times larger to threaten the cryptocurrency, which Weber believes will take a decade. Anyways, jumping to our next segment, in the encryption sector, network security has always been a challenge. Binance, the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange, has set up a $1 billion insurance fund from consumers, according to Bloomberg, to double protect the platform against hacker threats. Let's have a look at what they're up to. At least 400 Crypto.com accounts were hacked around 30th Jan, with unlawful withdrawals totaling $34 million from user accounts in Bitcoin and cash. Last year, the online cryptocurrency exchange Liquid Exchange was hacked and $80 million worth of Bitcoin was moved, according to the exchange. There indeed are a lot of hacks these days. Binance's chief executive officer Changpeng Zhao stated, "At Binance, we've always claimed funds are safe, and the Binance Secure Asset Fund size now serves as an effective safety and protection for consumers against such improbable circumstances." On January 18, the Binance cryptocurrency exchange became the first digital currency trading platform to join the National Cyber Forensics and Training Alliance. Binance blocked 281 Nigerian users yesterday in order to prevent international money laundering, according to CEO Changpeng Zhao. So ending up with our final coverage for today, according to news reports out of Russia, the Central Bank of Russia is considering amending its announced plans to establish a blanket ban on digital currencies. Let's find out what exactly happened. The CBR is pressing for a mining ban despite the fact that it is beyond its direct competence to oversee this element of the business, according to a local news program. The possibility of a Russian ban is based on the assumption that mining is hazardous to both the environment and citizens. The Bank of Russia's primary objective is to restrict the circulation of allegedly ecological hazardous digital currencies. Proof of stake coins, which are regarded to be more energy efficient, are expected to be allowed by the bank. The vice chairman of the Europe Securities and Markets Authority, Eric Thedin, recently expressed a similar stance, calling for a pan-European ban on energy-intensive cryptocurrencies, according to the article. The Russian prohibition is being met with fierce criticism from the country's top tech and political elites, who are vehemently opposed to the proposals to outlaw the currency. Away from politics, however, Fitch Ratings believes that the ban would help Russia manage the risks connected with digital currencies, but it will also serve as a roadblock to the growth of a new financial innovation in the nation. So we would now wind up with our assessment for today evening and meet you all tomorrow with even more interesting stuff. Until then, you may consider joining our Telegram channel for free crypto signals. Visit our blog linked below for guides, reviews and tutorials, and subscribe to the channel and get daily updates about the crypto market. Lastly, with this little favor of CoinMonks, we hope you stay updated. Thanks for watching and have a nice day ahead.